Hello guys, in this video I will show you how you can create an Instagram reel scraper that will automatically scrape the videos of your competitors. Afterwards it will look into our database, check if you have already scraped this video before. If it doesn't, it will look into the video script and we will see if it fits our audience and niche. If it doesn't, it will cut out the video. If it does, it will go through and then it will create suggestions on how you can improve the video of your competitor. Then it will come up with three insights and facts using Perplexity AI about the specific topic that is being talked about. And afterwards, it will create a new script and put it into your database. I will first show you a quick demo on how the workflow works. So let's run the workflow. The workflow is finished and now we will look into Google Sheets on what it has done. So it scraped two videos. It has scraped the timestamp, the ID, the shortcode, the caption, hashtags of the video, the URL, the comments count, the first comment, the display URL, the video URL, the likes count, the video views count, the video play count, the username, the video duration, the scraped transcript, and the new transcript. And we can see in the scraped transcript, it was talking about this, very big, not too catchy for your Instagram or TikTok videos. Then it came up with a new transcript. It's already a bit shorter. And it came up with some good insights about the topic that is being talked about into the competitor's video. So how can we create this workflow? The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do a trigger. The trigger is gonna be test workflow. The next node is going to be a HTTP request node from Apify. If you've never heard from Apify before, Apify is basically a website where you can scrape every website you want. I used Apify to scrape Instagram Reels, but you can also use it to scrape LinkedIn or TikTok or other webs. Instagram Reel scraper that I've used is the Instagram Reel scraper, and I've used the one from Apify. Into the Reel scraper, we're gonna enter some competitors. I chose for Power.ai. This is a big Instagram page about AI stuff. And we're gonna do the max reels per profile on 5. Copy this link. So we're gonna copy that. And then we're gonna go to a run actor synchronously and then run actor synchronously with input and get data sets item. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the characters that we just copied into the actor ID. The bearer token is the API, and the API can be found by going to settings, then API integrations, and here you can find your API. And you gotta enter it here with the bearer token. And then the body, here's the body. You can find it by going to your actor, an Instagram Reel scraper, then you go to JSON, and then you will copy this body and you will enter it here. And then afterwards, if you have entered your API, your actor ID, and the body, you can copy the curl. So you're gonna copy the curl. And what you're going to do is that you're going to enter the curl here in n8n, and you see here import curl. So you're gonna enter your curl in here, and then it will fill all these data inputs. And the only thing that you really gotta change before it works is that you're gonna enter your API code in here onto the next node. The next node is going to be a limit. I entered the limit node because I don't want to get 100 reels scraped per run workflow. But you can obviously delete it if you do want to scrape a lot of reels at a time, and then you can just leave it out. I did a max items of 2 and the first item. For the next node, we're going to do a Google Sheet get rows. What it's basically going to do is going to look into our Google Sheets, and then it's going to look if you have already scraped this reel before. And if we do, then it's gonna cut out the scraped reel. And if it doesn't, it's gonna go on to the merge node. We will look into the search for entries, so the Google Sheets get rows. What you're gonna do is add your credential. The credential is really easy to create. You can just link your Google account and it will work. For the resource, we're gonna do sheet within document, and the operation is gonna be get rows. Then your document is going to be from list, and that's gonna be your Google Sheet that you have connected. And the sheet is going to be Reels, and it's just your sheet that you are using. For filters, this is an important part, we're gonna do ID. So it's gonna filter the ID. If the ID is already existing in our database, that means that the video that we have just scraped, already scraped before. And then it's not gonna go on with the workflow and it's gonna stop. And the value is gonna be json.id. For the next node, we're gonna do a merge node. And this merge node is going to combine all of the data. Mode is going to be combine and combine by matching fields. And the fields that we're going to match are the ID. And what we want to do is we want to keep non-matches, because that means that if the ID doesn't exist in our database, then it is going to go through, because we do not want to keep the matches, because that means that we've already scraped the reel before. For the next node, we are going to do a HTTP request again. So for the method, we're going to do get, and for the URL, we're going to do json.video URL. Authentication is going to be none, and this is all going to be selected off. What it's going to do is going to download our video. Then we will send it to a OpenAI Whisper model, and that's going to transcribe our video so we can get our transcript. What we do is the credential to connect is our OpenAI account. If you don't have an OpenAI credential yet, you can press on here, create new credential, open the docs, and n8n has a full explanation of how you can create this credential. For the resource, we're going to put it on audio, because we obviously want to transcribe our audio, and the operation is going to be transcribe the audio. The input data field name is going to be data. Next node is a OpenAI message and model, and we're going to look into the transcript that we have just transcribed if it fits our audience or our niche. If it is not talking about our audience or our niche, we don't want to create a new script about it, because we're not going to create a new video about it. So what I did, I want to create videos on AI automation and AI agents, determine whether a given news transcript is related to AI agents or AI automation. Then I gave him some tasks and I gave him some instructions. And the rules, this is also an important part, is always retain the following metadata fields, and the classification is related must be either yes or no. And basically all these data fields are gonna be fitting into the database. I also created some examples. These examples make sure that the outcome of the AI messenger model will be much better. So I created two examples. For the role, it's going to be system, and the text is going to be the input data, and the role is going to be user. And we're going to simplify output and output content as JSON. Then we are going to create an if node, and this if node is going to look if the video transcript is about your specific topic. And if it is yes, so it is talking about your topic, then it's going to go on with the workflow. And if it doesn't, then the scraped reel is going to stop and it will not be put into our database. We're going to do add entries for Google Sheets. And we want to do a resource sheet within document. The operation is going to be append row. The values to send are the ID. For the ID, we're going to use this one. For the timestamp, we can use it here. The shortcut, we can find it here. So you can basically find all the data on the left side. What this does is that it's going to put all of the data into our Google Sheet. Then we're going to create suggestions about the transcribed video of our competitor. So what we're going to do is message a model again. And we're going to do resource text, operation message a model, and we're going to do GPT-4o mini. You can also use GPT-4o or GPT-03. So the role that I gave this message model is extract and enhance AI-related tool mentions from news transcript for repurposing into engaging YouTube content about AI agents or AI automation. And the AI agents and AI automation, you can change to your specific topic. So if you're talking about cooking, then you can change it to cooking. I gave it some tasks, summarize the main goal of the transcript. I also gave it some rules, and I entered some examples. So here's example 1, example 2, 3. And the role that we're gonna give this prompt is system. And for the text, I did transcript and then transcript video.item.json text. And you can find it here. You can just drag it in. And the role is gonna be user of the prompt. For the next node, we're gonna use Perplexity AI. Perplexity AI is basically a research tool, and we're going to use this to create 3 suggestions about the topic that is being talked about into our scraped video. And we can use this to enhance the script that we are going to create afterwards. So for Perplexity, what we're going to do is method post. We're going to do the URL. You can copy this. Authentication is going to be none. The query parameter is going to be off, and the send headers is going to be on. For the header parameters, we're going to do name accept, value application / JSON. The name here is going to be authorization, and then bearer. And then after the bearer, you're going to enter your API. You can find your API by going to Perplexity and adding your billing details. After that, you can find your API keys in your settings, and you can just copy it and paste it after your bearer. Then for the body, we're going to do JSON, and then you can copy this body that I have created and then follow redirects on. For the last node, we're going to message a model, and this model is going to create our new script. First of all, you're going to add your credentials, then resource is going to be text, operation message a model, and the model is GPT-4 Armenia, or at least that's what I chose. You can obviously change it. So for the role that I gave is transform raw research and draft materials into a high quality YouTube script for an AI agent / AI automation channel. After that, I gave it some tasks and I gave it some rules. So you can just copy the script, or you can adapt it a bit to your specific target group. The next prompt is going to be a role user. This script is just describing all these parts. For the tool names, use this one here, tools. For the rough draft script is going to be the transcribed video. Then the perplexity output is going to be the output of the perplexity. Then the main goal you can find here. You can drag it into there. The step-by-step guide, you can find it here. And then for the suggestion for improvement, you can find it in here. Then for the next prompt, what we're going to do is role user. And this prompt is going to be a bad example of a scraped transcript. And then the fourth prompt is going to be a role assistant. And this script is basically our new script that we would like to be getting from our AI agent. So yeah, then our message and model can see, right, he would like his new transcript to be written on this style, and he doesn't want it to be written on that style. And then they can use these examples to get a better output. Then the last thing that we're gonna do is gonna update our data into our Google Sheets. So we're gonna do update Google Sheet. We're gonna do update a row, and then the document is our Google Sheet. Then the list is gonna be Reels. We're gonna do a map each column manually, and the column to match on is going to be ID. We can find the ID on add entries. We can drag this ID into this data field. Then for the scraped transcript, we are going to go on to the transcribe video. We can pick this text, we can drag it in here. There is our old transcript. And then for a new transcript, we can use the create new transcript and use the output of our create new transcript message and model. And we can drag it into this input field. And then everything will be updated into our Google Sheets. And then we can use this new transcript to create new videos for our socials. If you found this workflow useful, then leave a like down below. And if you have some questions about the workflow, or you have some malfunctions with creating this workflow yourself, then leave a comment down below and we will react to every comment. Thank you very much.